Hey friends, this is not what I was going to talk to you about today, but I put on my cat necklace and I thought, this is a cat on my necklace hanging on. I thought I want to talk to people about the brains are like cats idea because it's super helpful and it's a little bit of brain science. Actually, it's probably a little more than you bargained for today, but I think you're going to love it. It really helps you make sense of people's resistance and it really helps you meet them where they are because you know a little bit about brain science. Now, this is going to go by fairly quickly, and if you're unfamiliar with some of these concepts, you may need to take a second pass through this, but I hope you think it's interesting. I think it's super interesting. My name is Meredith Colby. I am the author of Money Notes, How to Sing High, Loud, Healthy, and Forever, which introduces neurovocal, a way to approach singing for popular styles that is based on brain science. You can get more information about me and my work at neurovocalmethod.com or meredithcolby.com. We have two separate websites now. So let's talk about this. I want to be absolutely clear that this is a theory I have come up with based on my work of many decades working with singers and my self-learning about brains over many decades. So this is not a thing that has been proven in a double-blind test. This is a Meredith thing, so just being clear, this is a Meredith thing. The reason I call it the brains are like cats theory is because if you know cats, you know that most of them, the occasional exception, don't like new things. They don't like to ride in the car. They don't necessarily like new people. Some of them do. Most of them don't. Cats like things to stay the same, as do brains. Brains also like things to stay the same. So I'm going to throw out some concepts to you. And again, I'm going to go really quickly. If you want to understand them, you might want to watch it again. In order to understand the brains are like cats theory, you have to understand certain things about neuroscience. And I'm going to explain them quickly right now. First of all, the unifying theory in cognitive science right now about basically like how do brains work? Because that's always a question in neuroscience. How do brains work? The accepted theory right now is called predictive processing. If you want to learn more about that, look up Andy Clark, predictive processing. And what it says is that your brain is always trying to predict what you need in order to move through your environment based on existing memories. So it then weighs those existing memories or those predictions against the incoming sense data, eyes, ears, smell, all the stuff, right? And then it figures it out. I won't go any deeper into it than that. You can look it up, but that's sort of what happens. So your brain is always predicting what you're going to need next. The second thing that you should know is that brains build concepts based on their experience, their exposure to a thing. So the concepts that you have, red means stop and green means go. This is money. Frowny faces are mad. Smiley faces are happy. Whatever concepts you use to sort of navigate your own environment, those are built based on your experience of a thing, which is why we have different assumptions. If you've ever traveled abroad, you know that we have different assumptions about things based on the culture that we come up in. So concepts live in your brain and they are unique to you, including emotional concepts. There's a neuroscientist named Lisa Feldman Barrett who is positing this really interesting theory about emotions, which totally makes sense to me. The book is called How Emotions Are Made. And what she says is that we have concepts of emotions in our brains and we have affect in our bodies. So the way that we feel in our bodies is going to send a message to our brains, which are then going to conceptualize those feelings into emotions. And I will give you an easy example. It's about being hangry. If you know anybody or you are one of those people who gets hangry, that is such a beautiful example. Like you weren't irritable, life was fine. Now you're hungry. Now everything's bugging you. That is a great example of you conceptualizing, creating an emotion based on concepts because of your affective state. So there's the second concept. So brains predict. You create your own emotions based on your affective state. And the third thing, this is my thing. So this is not based on research. This is a Meredith thing. But we do know something about predictions in your brain, which are that they are physiologically efficient. So your brain would rather predict than bring a lot of sensory information in. And your experience of this would be moving into an environment that you are unfamiliar with. So you're meeting your friend at a restaurant you've never been to before. You reach for the door. Oh, it's heavier than you thought it was going to be. You walk in. Oh, it's louder than you thought it was going to be. You look at where you think the maitre d' stand is supposed to be and it's not there. Oh, it's over on your right. And you're looking around for your friend and you're looking at all the faces and you have this awareness that you are agitated. Right? Well, because your sensory input is way high and your prediction is pretty low. You can always predict a certain amount because you live in your own body, but when sensory goes high and prediction goes low, you get an affective state of not great. So now I'm going to bring this into the voice studio. You have asked your client to do something that they have not done before. This is a new skill. They don't have familiarity with this. They can't anticipate how it sounds or how it feels. Their predictive processing is low. Their sensory input is high. When they feel this way, this new thing that they can't predict, their brain doesn't predict it yet, they have this affective state of agitation, right? That's not the science word, but I'm going to call it that for this conversation. So they have this sort of agitated affective state, and then they are going to conceptualize it the way they conceptualize it. No two people are going to respond in exactly the same way. One student is going to get self-recriminating and go, I can't do anything. Or some student is going to be annoyed with you, like, oh, why are you making me do this? But different people are going to respond in different ways. But what I want you to understand today is that that response toward you, that you, sensitive person that you are, may be internalizing as, oh, I have to make it nice for them now. I have to fix it. I have to tell them that they don't have to do it, or I have to, I don't know, whatever you do to make it okay for them. Instead of doing that, know that this is a thing that is happening at a physiological level in their body. This is their brain not being able to be as efficient as it wants to be. Sensory input is high, prediction is low. They're expressing that toward you in some flavor of a negative way, and you are uncomfortable with this. I'm going to ask you to not be uncomfortable with it. Instead, I want you to observe what they're doing, observe how they're feeling, understand that this is a lack of familiarity that is causing this thing, whatever the thing is. It's a lack of familiarity. So all you have to do is say, yeah, I know that sucks. Let's do it again. Yeah, but you know what? You did better this time than you did last time. Let's try it again. Establish familiarity. Familiarity happens fast. Brains are amazing, people. They change fast. You have everyday neuroplasticity that you use all the time, and you can use this in the studio. So your person is doing the thing, and they're annoyed or they're being whatever, and you go, okay, great. That was okay. You got closer. Let's try it again. Good for you. Let's try it again. One more time. Give me one more time. By the time they've done it 4 or 5 times, they have established enough familiarity that you will literally see their emotional state lower. Their emotional temperature will lower. It's fascinating to watch. And if you know that's what's happening, you could sit there and go, dang, I just did me some brain science. Have fun with that. Have a great week. I'm Meredith Colby. Bye-bye.